Welcome to Def Clam Games. Doing some Chomp and Stomp playtesting. I'm not actually sure I'm live here. Oh, hey. Derp. Derp. Actually, maybe I am. I think I am. Alright, cool. Yeah, it's happening. Stream is occurring. Oh, I should probably close the door down. I don't know. I'll be right back. Just a second. I forgot to do that. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. All right. This quality streaming from a streaming professional. Hope you guys are ready. You know what else I forgot? We'll be right back.
What do you need? Tell me.
My phone. No comments.
Oh. How's the music volume for you in there?
That was great.
Okay.
All right, now I'm actually ready to do this. Am I though? So what we're gonna do today is this is a new kind of version of Chomp N Stomp. I had to make some changes. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Hello, Loren. Welcome. I'm glad I finally made it. I'm glad we don't have tons of people like tuning in to watch, in a sense. I mean, in a sense it's sad, right? Here we go. So this is the new version of Chomp N Stomp. I realized the whole thing, I had all these dice, I was rolling initiative, you know, all that stuff, and it's like, it just wasn't working. I invited Samus and Bowman to come play. I'm not sure if they're going to come by, but maybe. I kind of moved that. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like the new colors in the background. That looks way better. All right, so anyway.
Like this helping up there.
Oh, fair. That does look ugly. Thanks. We're getting this all taken care of. Yeah, if you're looking to the actual play, then there you go. You're going to have to skip forward more, apparently. That's what is unedited. It's much too real. All right. Let's just fix a couple of these things. So we don't control... This was the new theory, basically, of the new style of game. And I'll even run a playtest solo. It's supposed to be done solo. I don't know. If Samus or Bowman come by, you guys are welcome to jump in. Otherwise, why is that T like that? I'm going to run a solo. It's supposed to be able to be solo anyway. And it's kind of funny because the new rules are maybe a little bit more social. So we'll see if it even works solo. So I had these ideas. Players don't control individual characters. They control events. So you can have any character do a thing. And I think that's still going to be true. I think that you're going to be able to... The person who wants to or who... you know, I'm still not sure who decides. It can either be consensus or if you guys disagree, there is going to be some way to resolve that. I think the player who concedes to the disagreement gets to get like a token or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let me actually write that in because I did have this down here, but I didn't have the tokens or the story. What would it be? Get out of peril tokens is what they'll be. All right. Let's see this. When there's a disagreement or two people, yeah, no problem. You can definitely paint. You'll just be in the other room anyway if I'm just like...
Right, I'll probably...
Actually, the only thing I might need would be...
respond to you, but, you know,
right.
Let me know if you need something.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. I might need tea, actually.
Oh, okay.
Look at this. All I have is just this tiny bit of coffee left. It's really sad.
I will make tea.
So yeah, I've overhauled the rules quite a bit since last time. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, when there's a disagreement between two people wanting to contribute to a description. Because you can discuss it. Everybody can discuss it. And if everybody agrees, that's fine. But if one person's like, no, I want him to, attack his rival. And the other person's like, no, I want to have a peaceful resolution, to contribute to the description. One player can concede and get a token. I'm just going to call it token for now. I can go back and change what it is. All right, we're not doing the story dice thing then. Sorry, well, that's not actually happening anymore. I'm going to say the giant monster's giant. I guess I'm not going to say unkillable, though. Maybe, though. I don't know if you should be able to kill the monster. Maybe. Because I always want the monster to be able to, like, come back. I feel like it should be like a monster movie. I mean, I guess it's a solo. You can do whatever you want, but I'll leave that paragraph in there for now. All right, so the structure of play, then we're going to have to go back again. Oh, I did have gameplay overview. All right. Choose the characters and description. Yeah. So in a more, choose characters to be in the scene. Then description. And then players can contribute events. Events as they think of them. Let's see. As they think of them, starting thread A gets you a token. How about that? It's a token. The tokens just take away peril. So all these do tokens. The starting thread A, anytime you close or start a thread, you get a token. How about that? I'll just put that up there. Yeah, maybe you can spend a certain amount of story tokens to get your way or something. Characters, yeah. One player can see and get a token, or can bid tokens to get their way. Winning bids are spent. I'm gonna say the losing bids are kept. I don't know what we would do about ties, really. I'll worry about that later. A lot of this is gonna come. I think I'm gonna crystallize the rules more like during play. Honestly, I'm just gonna kind of see what during gameplay comes up, and then we'll check that out. So we'll see. Intro, okay. So we're gonna choose characters to be in the scene. Description. So maybe even just doing the intro. Oh yeah, thanks, Lauren. Yeah, that sounds great. Actually, I've had a ton of caffeine already. I'm like, I'm good on that. I'm flying high. Choose characters to be in the scene. Description. Okay. So the description is what I need to fill out a little bit more. Like, what is the description? What kind of questions are being answered by the description? I'm kind of thinking contribute, all right, to the description, right? Description, as they think of them. We'll say this, yeah, each contribution gets you a token. That's it. That's all. How about that? Just each contribution gets. Let's keep it super simple. Maybe there's a certain amount of tokens actually to save your character if they get in peril, to take away peril. Maybe it's not just one, because I could see you getting a lot of tokens. I mean, I could see you making a lot of contributions, whatever. But maybe you'll spend them too. I'm not going to change any of that yet. I'm just going to see what happens first, and then I'll change the balance. Depending. It really doesn't matter. All right. We'll see. So I think that's going to be the driver of the game, is that the tokens, and then if there's disagreements, you'll spend them. I almost feel like there might even be a system like this somewhere. We'll see. It's just a simple economy to start off with. We'll see. If anybody knows of something like this too, just let me know so I can look at it. I'd like to see. You know, I don't no need to like reinvent the wheel necessarily, but I could still adjust mechanics. All right, so let's just try that though. This is in the simplest way. I'm gonna try that.
Here?
Oh yeah. Thanks,
Here?
Lorraine. Let's see. Loren's painting the other room. It's looking pretty good. It's kind of like this one, but way more artistic. Not this one isn't artistic, Loren.
What?
Nothing. I didn't say anything, right?
Right.
Let's see. Choose sensing the monster. Okay, choose character description and start thread B. So each of these things that we do, I think that they'll choose characters and description is just, that's just it. Each phase is going to be the exact same. All right, so I'm going to try it. So this is the play test. Let's try the solo play test. Number 1. What am I going to use for tokens? Let's see. I could still use dice. I have them. Although, what do I have over here? I do have these. I do have the ghost stones. I might use those. Those are like the ultimate in token. I'll just take them out of the box if I get tokens. All right. I mean, I could always put the number of tokens I have up at the top also. Maybe I'll do that because you guys can't really see tokens over here. I don't have a camera for tokens. All right, let's see. So for the play test, okay, for the initial play test, let's do this. I made default characters. In fact, I put this all in the wrong spot, I think. Okay, that's fine. I need to change this to here, structure of play. Let's do that. Doop, doop, doop. All right, we'll cut this. Chop, chop. Put it in the right spot. Choose characters to be in the scene. So, all right, where's my default characters? Where are they? Here we go. So I made default characters so that if you wanted to just jump right in the game, you didn't have to create characters. Obviously, for me, the fun of the game is going to be putting different characters in the situation and seeing what happens. You know, maybe even characters like we've already talked about possibly putting like the Gilligan's Island characters in there, or like really any characters from any kind of what do you say, fiction. We can put Star Trek. You know what I mean? I can do all kinds of stuff. Anyway, but for now, I'm just testing the default characters. So let's see, and maybe I'll learn a little bit more about them so they can be more like actual characters. All right, so Chuck, janitor at the research lab, and he wants to gain status and be seen as a competent individual. That's him. He's the protagonist. Maybe I should make these a different color. Let's do that. Like that. But I'll make these the titles of different here. That way I can sort of parse it easier. All right. So now I decide what characters. All right, intro. Choose characters to be in the scene. So I'm choosing between Chuck. He's our everyman character basically. Skip, his goofy friend, Cookie in the canteen. He lives for hedonism, and we said he was round and strong. I'm not sure where I came up with that, but that's him. The love interest is Donna. She's a super hot scientist working on research, and her whole thing is to make a breakthrough in mutant research. And the antagonist is Montague, the director of research. He wants power and control of all who work under him. So I can see some there. We have some conflict possible. So the intro scene, what's the intro scene about? It's sort of, the intro scene is to set up the status quo, is the idea of this scene. Like, what's normal life like? Oh yeah, that's right. We do have the setting too. So there's a setting that we've created, which is just a tropical island in the Pacific, and it's a military base. Oh, you know what? I changed that actually. I totally changed that already. It's a research base. Research lab. Because why not? Why not put a research lab in the middle of the Pacific? Because you're researching stuff in the Pacific. That's why you do it. Researching science stuff. You don't have to worry about that part. Yeah, right? We can get to that later. Maybe it'll all make sense at some point. But I don't think it necessarily has to. You know, I've tried to learn to let go.
Whatever you're researching is probably connected to the monster.
It's probably a monster research. You know, and I think that's the deal. I think you're a monster research lab of some kind.
Or you're researching whatever, their breeding grounds are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's some weird anomaly. You're researching in yeah. There's a radioactive anomaly.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that makes sense too.
Asteroid.
Well, all right, I'm coming up with different stuff. Actually, this is the kind of stuff I should actually be writing down. Okay, so what is it? What am I supposed to be doing first? Oh, deciding what characters to be in the scene for this thing. So let's see. So it's Chuck. Chuck's going to be there. Obviously, he's there. And I'm guessing that it's going to be the sidekick. Him and the sidekick will be the intro to see the status quo of life on here. So let's say that. I didn't hesitate or anything, so nobody's in peril yet, right? Chuck and Skip. What are they doing? Choose characters to be in the scene. All right, that's all the characters. I've done that. Now the description. So for each description thing that I come up with, I can get a token. So Chuck and Skip. Let's see. Chuck is talking to Skip in the kitchen. The sun is out and it is beautiful. You know, all right, so there's 2 tokens for me right there. I'll put those up. So the status quo, everyone is relaxed and chilling. And I'll even say there is something on the grill. And, this might even be a different one. I'm going to say there's something on the grill, and but Chuck is the janitor, and Chuck is leaning on his mom. Talking to Skip. So there we go. I don't know if I would count this. I don't think I can count this as like a separate thing. I'm going to go ahead and... It's sort of implied by them, like sitting there or whatever. So I'm going to say there we go. I've got 4 things. In fact, this one's a repeat, so actually, I don't know. I maybe get 3 for that. Because I decided on the characters, and then I did 2 things. All right, so there we go. I didn't hesitate. I tried to think of something just right away, so nobody got in any peril. That's the status quo. And then we start thread A. So from here, there's a plot point that that I introduced that I'm going to have to close up there at the end somehow. So the plot point, if they're chilling, something's on the grill, I'm thinking it's going to involve food. I'm going to say Skip suggests, there we go. Plot thread A. Oops. We'll even label it.
Girls to the barbecue.
You were thinking inviting girls to the barbecue?
Yeah.
Plot thread A, Skip wants to get some girls to hang out.
You got something on the grill, right?
Yeah, at the barbecue, right?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
But they are all very serious scientist types.
Yeah.
That's the obstacle.
Yeah. All the girls are like super serious lab scientists.
So the plot thread, I guess now that I think about it, now that I've created one, the plot thread A is going to consist of a goal for one of the characters, right? Its anatomy is this, so to speak. A goal for one of the characters and a reason why it can't happen right now. And an obstacle to the goal. How about that?
I like that.
So their goal is Skip and Chuck, we're going to say, because it's not just Skip.
Right.
Want to get some girls to hang out at the barbecue, but they are very serious scientist type and working. Right? All right, so there we go. Plot thread A. I get another one of these points, these tokens. Considering that I have 4 tokens now, I'm going to say that like save a character from peril is going to cost like 5. Five tokens. There's going to be other stuff you can maybe buy with it, though. I'm not really sure what. So that's plot thread A. So that's the thing they want. They can't seem to get that to happen because everybody's super serious. Okay? Next, that's where we introduce that. Intro. Then we do sensing the monster phase. The monster is far away, but its effects are felt. Choose characters and description. So choose the characters that are going to be in this scene. So I guess I should label this as a scene. I didn't label this correctly. Let's see. This is the intro. I'll even put it in caps to capital letters. Maybe in different color too. I'm not messing around. It's got to be dark red. Roar. Oh wait, that doesn't even show up. What's the what? Oh, because I did it on the wrong. I did it on the wrong screen. I changed that to dark red over there. All right, intro. We'll make this one. The next one is Sensing the Monster. I'm going to have to maybe come up with a better title. Hey, Bowman, how you doing, man? Did you want to play today? I'm doing a solo run-through right now. You can see sort of how it works. I had to kind of change it quite a bit, you know, because it was flowing so weirdly, you know. But I have come up with something, so... I don't know. You can either see how it goes right now. We can maybe play, see if Samos comes by too. I kind of want to play with as many people as I can. Anyway, happy Friday, yeah, dude. Yeah, sensing the monster. So I've divided it into these different phases now. Here we go. But I kind of was thinking of maybe a different name for sensing the monster. It's kind of it's a little clumsy. We'll make it red. But for now, that's what we have. So in this phase, the monster is far away, but its effects are felt. So the whole thing about this game now, Bowman, is that like somebody has to think of something. The person that thinks up what happens next gets a token, okay? And if nobody can think of anything, one of the characters gets in peril, basically. So it's actually, yeah, no problem, Bowman. You can play anytime. Basically, I'm gonna be playing every day at this time. So if there's ever any time you want to play, you can just come in and we'll just play. We don't actually even have to set up a special time. It'll be fine. But yeah. No, man. Happy Friday to you too. I'm glad you're working, dude. But yeah. See, the cool thing about this game is that at its core, it's a solo game. So like, regardless, you guys could jump in whenever. I do want to try it with more people though. I want to try it on solo too at some point. So, but yeah, dude. Let's see. What am I doing? I was going to have tea. It's still hard to keep focused because it's so in flux a little bit. Anyway, sensing the monster. The monster's far away, but its effects are felt. Choose characters and descriptions. So, if I can't think of anything, the guys go in peril. So, sensing the monster. So, they're on the beach. I'm guessing that there's like big waves coming up. That's how the monster sees. I have to do characters first. What characters are going to be there? Let me see. I'm guessing it's time to introduce the antagonist. Oh, where is it? Where are my characters? It's time to introduce Montague and Donna. I think that should be a scene with them. So, all right. So I get a point for that. There we go. Montague and Donna. And so the other characters can come in or other characters can leave too. I don't want it to seem like it's just those characters. But that's who starts.
Donna, is that the love interest?
Yeah, Donna's the love interest. She's a super hot scientist.
Okay.
Working on research. Mutant research. She's actually working on mutant research. And Montague is the director of research. He wants power and control of all who work under him. All right. So I'm actually getting these guys are actually seeming. So this will be they're going to be there. And then description. The description you need in this phase is sensing the monster. All right. So he'll come in. Montague starts yelling at Donna because of of anomalous readings. All right, I'll say that. So there. That's the thing. That's the point. I mean, I guess I don't have any rules for how many sentences of description we need each time, and that might be kind of interesting because the character's never going to get into peril if it's just one. I think I need to have like 3. Let's just say 3. I'm going to say 3 of description. Gee, where did I put all this? I've written all these rules in like weird, different places. I'm gonna have to. Wow. Okay. Is 3 different things. Pieces of atmosphere. Or just pieces of just different sentences. They can be anything. Yeah, that'll work. Sexy scientist, I need to change my cosplay. Yeah, we're not necessarily LARPing this, Bowman, but I mean you can, whatever you need to do to get in character, that's fine. I mean, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so there we go. So what I'm saying is 3 sentences. Okay, let's try that. Intro, sensing the monster. All right, so Montague's yelling at Donna because of anomalous readings. And then what I see happening next is like big tidal waves come up. And then let's see, I'm thinking Montague like makes a move on Donna or something. Like threatens her job. Yeah. And threatens her job when she rejects him. Okay. There. That's 3 sentences. I've done it. But I'm also even getting maybe more ideas about that. So that's 3. I'm just getting a bunch of tokens though here. So I'm not sure what to do with them. I'm obviously going to need something else about tokens. I'm going to go ahead and write that up here. Need more than 1 use. Well, in a multiplayer game, see, here's the thing. In a multiplayer game, they would have more than 1 use. But here they don't. Yeah, this is a scientist. Actually, Bowman, if you're going to be the sexy scientist, you have to put your hair back, in like a sort of severe ponytail, glasses, lab coat. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Very professional looking. But at some point in the movie, you have to like take your glasses off and like let your hair down, just like shake it out and stuff. And then, the main character's like, oh my goodness, I've never seen this side to you, right? Maybe that'll happen. I might be getting ahead of myself a little bit here. Okay, so she rejects him. But then what I'm also seeing is, I'm also seeing Chuck witness this, right? And comforts Donna. All right, now, here's what we introduce. Plot thread B. So let's do that. What's plot thread B now? Plot thread B. So tidal waves are coming up. All right, so plot thread B obviously I think involves Chuck wanting to get with Donna. Is what I'm guessing. Wants to get with Donna. The obstacle is, but her social status is so much bigger than his. Is so much more than his. And she doesn't take him seriously, right? Doesn't see him romantically. Right? Doesn't that happen a lot? To the Chuck the Everyman? I feel like it just showed up in my mind as what would actually just happen, right? That's funny. Okay, so Montague and Donna sensing the monster. Okay, nobody went in peril there because I did imagine to actually think that stuff up. I wonder if I'm going to have an issue with that. There still has to be some sort of like game aspect that makes you like, oh no, Somebody has to face peril eventually. All right, anyway. Where are we? Let's go to the next phase. We'll just keep going, though. All right, preparation phase. How will the hero deal with the monster? Oh, maybe I didn't go far enough into the monster. There's anomalous readings and tidal waves. Okay. So you don't know what the monster is yet, but that's fine. It's preparation phase. Maybe it's also exploration phase, like finding out what's done, what to do, what the monster is, Maybe I call it preparation, discovery. For now. I still have some thoughts. We'll see how it goes. Oh, whoops. Change the color. Da, 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 da. Oh, no, we have to change it back down. All right, let's see. So, preparation and discovery. How will the hero deal with the monster? Choose characters and description. Okay. So, I think... So, he's trying to get with Donna... I think what'll happen is this will be a Chuck, Donna scene. We haven't done that yet. Right? Okay. So what I think is going to happen in this scene is he's going to suggest they go out and investigate. Investigate the beach. And then maybe they have to go at night because of the reading. Because that's when the activity's happening. They're doing this under the nose of the director. He said not to do this. He forbid it. Okay. So, of course, she's going to want to go do that, right? All right, so there's three things.
Telling Chuck about it.
Huh?
Yeah, I said, yeah, but why is she telling Chuck about it?
She needs Chuck's help because he's a janitor. You know that the janitor in any place you've ever worked is the person who actually does stuff.
Right, and she's like maybe like building.
She needs him, right? She needs him. I'll even say that. Yeah, needs him.
Turn the other way with the security cameras.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, because of his tools.
He's got the key card.
Yeah, he's got key cards and stuff. Key card, whatever. We'll just say because of his tools to measure stuff or whatever. Yeah, access to the reading shed.
Because otherwise she wouldn't be giving him the time of day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because she wouldn't even care except that she wants to, exactly. To the, what do I call it? Instrument shed?
Sure. The instrument shed.
Instrument cabinet.
Okay.
There we go. So there we go. They go out. So there we go. I'm already getting so I would get 4 different tokens for that, which I'm already feeling like I have token inflation in a ridiculous way. All right. So they do that. Preparation discovery. So they're going to go do that and take readings. And then, so here we go. We have the plot thread C, the final plot thread advanced. And they have to come up with that. Let's see. They're out there doing readings. I'm thinking that they find something about the monster. That it's gigantic, number one. All right, well, actually, I had a hard time thinking of that. Now, I'm wondering, is that when I would say, okay, that's peril? I'll actually spend 5 to cancel the peril on that one. Because I think somebody was going to be in peril.
You could, but also I'm kind of curious how the peril's going to work.
The peril's very easy. Basically what happens is, if somebody goes in peril, the protagonist can never be in peril. That's the rule on peril. The protagonist can't be in peril until the climax. So what would happen is Donna would be in peril here.
Okay.
And on a 1 to 5, she would be fine. On a 6, she would die. So, I mean, it's pretty serious. Here, I'll get a dice, actually, so that in case someone does get in peril. But I think I avoided it here. I spent 5 to avoid Donna being in peril. I guess I didn't have to. if I wanted to like keep those tokens for whatever reason, I didn't have to spend that to avoid peril. All right, but then that still means that now I have to go back to it and actually complete it. So what was the thing I needed? Oh, a thread C.
I'm just wondering if maybe peril should escalate.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to write that down,
Like,
actually.
at the beginning, it's not...
Like maybe...
You're not going to die from it. It's just going to be maybe she'll break her wrist or break her leg or something.
Escalate.
So now you have to deal with it, you know?
I see what you're saying. At the beginning, yeah, maybe there's not death. Maybe death isn't
Peril would help you kind of realize that there's risk, you know?
the consequence. Yeah, I do like the idea of maybe peril escalating. Okay, I'll say it'll be injury until the fourth scene. At this point. I can change that, you know, whatever.
How it'll go, but yeah.
But until we resolve plot threads, nobody can die.
Right.
Somebody can get injured, is what I'm going to say at this point. So since we're still just starting plot threads,
Right.
I'll go ahead and do that. I guess my other question about this so far is it too like I'm really just writing like an outline to a story? Is it not? It's not really getting you into the story, I guess. So it's not accomplishing that objective to me. I guess I'll talk about that maybe more at the end, but I'm already noticing that. Plot thread C. Okay. I am having fun like doing the threads though. I will say that.
I guess maybe it's like, well, we'll see. Just keep going.
Right. It's we'll maybe talk about it in a bit. There's not a lot to go really. Although there is kind of, because each time I take forever to do each step basically. But that's fine. That's kind of the whole point about solo RPGs. You can really just do whatever. You can be chilling, eating pizza, drinking tea. Death is a big first. Yeah, I mean, right. I just go right to just a character fucking dies. Just right off top. I mean, that is a little, I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far. Maybe it's a little extreme. All right. So anyway, plot thread C. So we're introducing a new plot thread. I'm saying this one's going to be about the monster. I'm going to say the monster rises from the water. Oh yeah, wait. The monster arrives in the next one. They learned something about the monster. Okay, I think I have to like maybe spend another 5 here, or else somebody goes in peril. I don't know if I want to spend all my tokens. All right, let's see. I will. So Donna will be in peril since I can't think of the plot thread C. Donna is in peril right now. If I roll a 6, she's injured. A 5. No, she didn't get injured there. All right, I'm going back to plot thread C. It's getting dire. Okay, you know what? The other thing is, if you don't, each subsequent peril roll, I think, should be 1 more, like -1. Like the next peril roll should be 5 or 6. Should be more likely by 1. I'm going to write that. Okay. All right, so plot thread C. Uh-oh. All right, what's happening? What's the last plot thread to put in there? All right, and I think it does have to involve the monster. Plot thread C. Okay, let's say they find slime on the beach. I know I'm back to slime. But here we go. Find weird... And this time it may be a toxic slime. On the beach. And bring it back to get tested. But it is hard to transport. All right, so plot thread C. That's a weird one, but it happened before anybody died or got injured. All right, so that was preparation and discovery. Now we have the monster arrives phase. Let's check it out, see how that goes. Monster arrives. Blurb. This is where the monster appears in all of its glory. All right, so let's check it out. Monster arrives. We see the monster in all its glory, and it destroys stuff. Choose characters. I'm just going to say all the characters are there. Oh, no, maybe that's still at the beach. This could be the monster arrives while it's just Chuck and Donna at the beach. I'm going to do that. Let's go for it. Chuck and Donna. Chuck N Donna. And then, let's see. All right, so that's who's in the scene. Okay, the monster arrives. Choose character and description. So once again, it's 3 sentences. For each one, I'll get a token. If I can't think of 3 things in the scene, then peril. But once again, our protagonist Chuck can't face peril till the climax. So it would be Donna facing peril. She's in big trouble here unless I can think of some stuff, basically. All right, so the monster arrives in all its glory. So, okay, actually some stuff did come to mind. You know, the water, like, something caused a massive tidal, like, waves or whatever. Massive waves appear, swamping Chuck and Donna. A giant tentacle arises from the deep. I mean, I just see it in my mind. And do I have another one? A giant tentacle arises from the deep. Then what is a giant tentacle? All right, followed by a giant eyeball. Giant glowing eyeball. I think it'd be floating too. It's a giant floating glowing eyeball. All right, there we go. All right, and then apparently it has a giant tentacle. Bowman says, would you be open to some ideas about story development on a multiplayer basis? Yeah, so the multiplayer is going to be discussion oriented. Yeah, the anybody see how I'm in the multiplayer? What's going to happen is I have these 3 sentences. Anybody who thinks of something can contribute a sentence, and you get a token for each sentence you contribute to this. So if you think of something, you just say it. It appears, you know, we write it down, and we can have more than 3 also, I think. But each sentence I'm going to say has to be related to the sentence before it, related to the scene, you know, the characters, that kind of thing. There'd be certain rules about it. But then you get these tokens, and you're going to be able to spend the tokens for certain story-related things, too. So for the game, I basically want the game to be made up of the narrative itself. I want the game pieces to be like the sentences and narrative threads and stuff like that. I don't want the narrative, you know, I don't want it to be just a skin on top of a different game. Hey, Aiden, how you doing, man? Welcome. I'm just going through this, you know, playtest here. It's sort of coming together. I'm already seeing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to change more stuff before next time. I don't know. Basically, like I was telling Bowman, if you guys want to come in at like any time at 1 at the beginning of the session or whatever, even maybe I could run one with you now. Happy Friday, man. Welcome. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this weekdays at 1 at any time. And I am, you know, I'd be happy to play with you guys at any point. So I'm going to have to try multiplayer too. But it is also going to be like a solo game. But anyway, I'm going through it right now if you want to check it out and see the basics of how to play it right now. We're at the monster arrives phase. I've changed everything a lot. I don't know if you even noticed what happened last time, but everything's changed quite a bit. Let's see. Monster arrives. Okay, so anyway, a giant floating eyeball just appeared. You know, it rose out of the waves. I imagine like water cascading. Huh? You're working too, Aiden? Wow, that's crazy. That's exactly what Bowman said. That's so nuts. No, that's fine, man. Yeah, no, you can play at any time, dude. You can come in like, you know, I'm just going to be here at 1. So yeah, whenever you want to play. I'm happy to have you guys. Let's see. Monster arrives. But for now, but the cool thing is you can play it solo. So, I mean, you know. This sounds really familiar. I'm having a real serious, like, deja vu moment right now, Aiden. Isn't that weird? It must be from watching all those monster movies. All right, let's see. Giant floating eyeball. What am I even doing? Oh, the monster arrives. Yeah. Heck yeah. And it destroys stuff. All right, what should it destroy? I should say some stuff that it blows up. Let's see. It smashes rocks. It smashes rocks around them and the beach or whatever. Just smashes rocks. What's on the beach? Smashes trees. How about that? It knocks over some trees. Trees easily with its tentacle. It just has 1 tentacle. persona. You see, it's not just as you know, it's a different kind of tentacle monster. It just has one giant, thick, massive tentacle. Anyway, and then okay, so that happens. Now we end thread C. So here's where I haven't done this part before. Let's check this out. End thread C. So thread C was they found some weird toxic slime on the beach and they bring it back to get tested, but it's hard to transport. Though the ending of that thread, I'm going to say, is the monster's wrath is too great. They abandon the sample and run back to the lab. Although maybe if they abandon the sample, that's not good. They might need the sample. They want to get it tested. Dude, your brother's 35 today? Happy birthday to your brother, Aiden. Dude, that's, yeah. Isn't that weird? Yeah, my brother's still like 10 to me or so. Maybe he's like 8 or so. Yeah, he's still like 8. And then in real life, he's like 40 now. So, you know, it happens. It doesn't matter, though. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes. All right, so I said they abandoned the sample. That's too bad. It's the first thing that came to mind, so I guess they did just drop the sample. I'm just going to have to go with it, like when a thing happens. You know, it might not be what I expect or want even, but I think that that's kind of part of the unexpected aspect of the game. All right, so the monster arrives. It's a giant tentacle eyeball. It caused them to drop the sample. They had to flee back to the lab. Okay, fair enough. What's next? Things get worse. This is the next phase. Things get worse. Let's see how things get worse. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to actually change the color of this. Still learning. Da da da. Things get worse. Da da da. All right, so let's see. The character's attempts to defeat it make it worse. Choose characters and descriptions. Okay, so I think everyone back at the base. All characters are together. All right, let's see. I'm going to say Montague directs everyone to fire. Like, let's see, they have some sort of defenses. The artillery at the monster. So now things get worse here. So his, everybody gets on the ramparts. I don't know why they have ramparts, but they do apparently. Maybe it's an old fort. And gets on the guns. All right, and then obviously it doesn't work. The shells just pass through the monster. The slimy monster. And anger it. Okay, there we go. And then we end thread B. So now what was thread B? Let's go back and look and see if we can end that in some kind of like cool way. Plot thread B. Chuck wants to get with Donna, but her social status is so much more than his and she doesn't see him romantically. So we're going to end thread B with that one. So they're all fighting on the ramparts. All right, well, in my mind, what happens... Chuck heroically saves Donna from the thrashing of the tentacle. Sam was like, all the characters start to play strip poker. I see it's going to be a very different story when we play together, Samos. I can see that. And that's fine. I kind of want to see every kind of thing that people will do with this, honestly. By the thrashing of the tentacle, she sees him with new eyes. New eyes. After his display of manliness. Yeah, there we go. So end thread B. Okay, there we go. We've done that. And then this is the last phase here, which is the climax. Yerp. Climax time. We have reached the climax, everyone. The penultimate part of the story. Oh wait, how did it? Oh yeah, he's angry. The monster's angry. The bullets didn't work. All right, end thread B. The monster is defeated or driven away. The protagonist faces peril. So here, the protagonist just faces peril, whether you like it or not. He may die, or other characters may die. So once again, all the characters. I'm going to say all characters. We're all on the ramparts, together on the ramparts. As the creature closes in. All right, so the monster is defeated or driven away. I think that it has to be, display of manliness and then climb. I mean, yes. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so somehow I think Chuck is the hero, right? So, I mean, he's going to try to do something. We just don't know if it's going to work. When he faces peril, it'll either work or it won't. You forgot Aiden's Twitch handle? Oh my god. This is just bad. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I thought you were someone else. Oh, you're Badass. Dude, Badass was one of the greatest contributors to our Twitch stream ever. It's good to have you here. Oh, Samos. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Let's see. So okay, what I'm getting is, I don't know if I took too long there, but I hope not. Donna realizes that its slime nature makes it vulnerable to sonic disruption. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Montague tells them, yeah, okay, I get it, of the sonic blaster on the roof. It's on the roof somehow, which you can only get to by scaling the outside of the building. Okay? Okay, so that's that part. And now let's see. All characters together in ramparts. Okay. And then I need one more sentence. Chuck, obviously Chuck volunteers to go start it. The disruptor. All right, so here's where now in the game, I'm going to go ahead and roll peril for Chuck here. On a 6, no matter what, Chuck dies. He might still succeed. We'll see. I'm not really sure. So here we go. A 1. No, Chuck succeeds. And that pretty well, actually. So that'll be end thread C now. Based on all that, we end thread A. Sorry. What was thread A again? Skip and Chuck want to get some girls to hang out at the barbecue, but they're very serious scientist types and working. So what he does is Chuck shuts off, or turns on climbs the building, endures the tentacle.
Endures the tentacle.
I mean, I'm just saying. And then, and turns on the sonic disruptor. Driving the monster back to the sea. Okay. All of the hot scientists now want to hang out with Chuck. He invites everyone to a barbecue. Okay. And then the epilogue. Oh, you're back on Fortnite, Samos? Sweet. We can all play Fortnite. I knew you'd return to Fortnite. Hello, background person. Yeah, that's true. What am I even doing? Anyway, epilogue. Here's what happens. Wrap up each character. And then, so we did the thread. So the epilogue will occur at the beach beach party barbecue. Okay? At the beach party barbecue, everyone's chilling. So we wrap all the characters up. Chuck, all right, and Donna are hanging out in swimsuits, right? You know, now together. Right? Okay. What Skip, I don't even know what Skip did during the entire thing. Skip, you know, he's off to the side, you know, doing coke or whatever.
You know, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, and then Montague. Yeah, no, I'm seeing some issues. Montague scowling off by himself.
Skip and Montague kind of...
They didn't do anything in the whole thing.
Shit there, huh?
You know, because, I mean, we set it up as like, you know, he was like hitting on him. I think it's just because maybe the game isn't quite there yet. That's okay. All right, there we go. That's what happened. They're chilling at a barbecue. So anyway, there we go. That's the playtest number 4. I did see subconsciously. Oh yeah, I do, Aiden. It's not even subconscious. I would love to, you know, eat barbecue food. So here we go. That's playtest number 4. I'll go back over. I've already seen some problems. I guess my first thoughts. I'll just put down some thoughts here. That's all right. So some characters were ignored or didn't get enough time. Maybe I have to have a development. Need more scenes maybe. Tokens need some. I think I even wrote that, but the tokens were not that cool. Maybe we don't even need the tokens. I don't know. Playtest number 5, you mean? Is it number 5? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Whatever, man. Playtest 5. Right, of course. Yeah. Okay, so that was that. The intro, Chuck and Skip, the sun's out, there's something on the grill, and Chuck's leaning on his mop, talking to Skip. So, I mean, that was a good intro scene, fine. Man, we need some girls to hang out at the barbecue. But all the signs are so square, man. You know, and I mean, I get that. That's even a decent intro scene, a good status quo, right? Then, sensing Montague and Donna in the fucking control room or something. Montague starts yelling at Donna because of anomalous readings, big tidal waves. Chuck tries to comfort Donna because he's off mopping stuff. Okay, yeah. So this one never really went too much anywhere. And I guess that's the problem. Even though there's a plot thread, I should have included Montague in the plot thread somehow because he was part of the scene. How about this? Maybe have to include all the characters there. All the characters in a scene in the plot thread. Maybe? I don't know. It's a question mark, actually. Am I ending? Not right now. I'm gonna end soon. I'm just gonna go over this for a second, see what worked and what didn't, and what was fun and what needs a lot of work. Obviously, the game aspect still needs work. Like I said, I want the game to be, you know, the pieces of the game should be the sentences and the narrative itself. Bowman's like, Sean, I need a PDF. Yeah, you know what? Bowman also needs pound cake, Loren. And a PDF.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get there. Hopefully pretty soon. It's still not... it's really disorganized now. I need to work on it. Hopefully over the weekend I'll work on it and get that fixed better. But the game isn't there yet. Like, it's not a game yet. It's close. It's getting there. I like this structure a little bit better. You know, a story did kind of appear. It just wasn't really complete. I think the plot thread thing is going to work. I think we need to have callbacks to previous things. Maybe not just explicitly like that, but I liked the plot thread. It was like something's introduced and gets resolved later. The only one that really worked the best, though, was the plot thread C, where they found the slime and then dropped it. Oh no, Chuck saving Donna and then seeing him differently. Yeah, okay, the plot threads were, except this one, in thread A. Everybody wants to hang out now and go to the barbecue. Is Loren digging for stars? No, she's painting. Yeah, she's painting the our room. It's actually really great. She's kind of updated the whole thing. I'm glad we both sort of got a project going, which is felt pretty good. For a while, it was just kind of just depressing, but now I'm like, okay, we got a project again. You know, I guess that's what I need to like continue. But yeah, so this is gonna be kind of cool. I'm into it. The peril didn't feel perilous enough. Like I don't think we rolled enough peril. Maybe.
I'm not certain about skipping peril.
Can escalate. Yeah, maybe you can't skip peril.
Peril seems like it might be, just like part of the game,
Yeah.
Like
The characters have to be under threat of dying. Maybe they shouldn't die all the time, but like every once in a while, a character shouldn't make it. A character gets eaten by the monster or whatever. Because that would have been better maybe for like Skip to get eaten by the monster at some point, right? Because he didn't really do anything else. He just sort of kind of chilled there.
Or to find Montague's corpse or something.
Yeah, he had to do something. Yeah, they had to find something. Yeah. Aiden, how are the fires? Yeah, the fires, they're still here. The airs where we are actually better than it is like in California. We're kind of lucky right now. Because for a while, that last time that we had all the big fires was just horrible. That was some of the worst I'd felt. I literally almost went crazy. But yeah, it's a lot better now. Yeah, I don't know. So how does this feel to you guys? Do you feel like you want to play it? Do you think it would be fun? I guess that's the real question. I also have to make the game, it should draw people in just naturally. I think it should just look fun to play. And I think at this point, maybe it's not really there. The tokens thing was kind of weird. Okay, fair. We'll get there though. I'm going to just try to keep I think the peril could be fun. Having your guys like not know whether they're going to live or die could be more of the fun. I think there should be more of that. That was kind of fun. I think the thread thing was kind of fun. Having to like tie up threads was kind of cool. It was satisfying, But yeah, either the tokens need something more. I don't know. We'll see. I think the real fun of this game is going to be importing your own characters in here to the monster movie, Maybe I can have the story be like literally the same every time even. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think the emphasis on like, hanging out and having fun. That is what the emphasis of this game on. I think the original Chomp and Stomp, my problem was the emphasis was on like the mechanics of the game. And this time I'm thinking more about like just the experience, like having the most fun. So if you do play, if and when you do play, that's what I'm looking for. So any kind of like, I don't mind if you, telling me parts weren't fun or whatever. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not really looking for like, oh, tell me how great the game is, because that never helps. Actually, it never actually makes the game better. It needs to hear it. It has to suffer under the criticism of the world, to actually be a good game. So yeah, I'll be back again Monday. So I'm just doing this Monday through Friday at 1 Pacific. I'm just gonna keep developing Chomp and Stomp till it's a fun game. So I've already spent 5 hours on it. I think it's gone a good distance there actually. Yeah, the story of the characters seemed fun. Yeah, it is kind of cool. I'm glad I did default characters. I think that's going to help people jump right in. When you want to create your own characters after you already know the game, then that's going to be even more fun because you won't have to like deal with everything at once. The same with the setting. Everybody's going to want to do their own setting eventually. But just to be able to jump right in, there's just a default setting. Yeah, I think that works. I'm glad I did that. But there we go, the climax. Everybody hung out at the party barbecue. I don't think there was enough peril. I think it was almost a little too much just like, writing. an outline. I want to make there be more depth in the story, I guess. I should say that too, yeah. Somehow, more depth in the story. I'm going to add that as a thing I want. But it has to still be emergent, you know. Aiden says, a bit confused about why Chuck climbs the building and gets hit by the tentacle, but then he wants a barbecue. Yeah, fair. You know, some of the things don't make a lot of sense. And you know what? That's okay, because if you've been watching shows, if you've seen any shows, you'll notice that I see why that happens now. I feel like doing this has made me realize why most shows have just like terrible scripts and stuff, and like stuff that happens where you're just like, why did that occur? It's just because, like, you know, it's even on this small level, it's tough to like make everything make sense. So I think, you know, I have new appreciation, I guess. I have new appreciation. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm gonna come back Monday at 1. Or if you guys are just hanging out, we can play some Fortnite or something too, man. All right. Chomp and Stomp. Oh, wait, where are we at here? Oh, live streaming. Here we go. Hey, thanks anyway. Good vibes till next time.